Hello there everybody, welcome back to a brand new video. So in this video I'm going to be talking about a question that is asked pretty frequently, and that is how to get good at zombies. This is a question that is really thrown at a lot of the good players, some of the better YouTube players, and sometimes even friends as well, or even people that like randoms that they play with that are pretty good. They'll just ask, how do I get better? And this is really kind of one of the things or topics that is kind of just, it's really on to you to do this. It takes practice. I mean, it really takes practice if you're not gifted at playing video games. Some of these people that you'll see, like 2Pro and the Smith Plays, Mr. Doubt, JD, and many others, they really don't know where we have been or where I have been, and that's just absolutely just sucking. Like not even knowing really how to play the game that much. But I did. I knew how to play the game. I knew everything you needed to know about zombies. I was a zombies fanatic. You'd ask me any question and I could answer it. I loved zombies. Been playing since Nocturne and Totem first came out. I mean, I've been in love with zombies and any other zombies game, for that matter. But I was just never really good. And once Black Ops 2 came around Origins, well, actually when Origins came out, I was just like, I love this map, and it's still today my favorite map. And it's just like, you know what? I'm gonna get good at zombies. I've tried, but in the past, and I've given up. And that's another tip, because I'm going to be giving you 5 tips on how to get better. But let's just make it 6 real quick. Never give up. Keep trying, even if you don't succeed at first. Even if it takes you a month to even get just a little bit better. Just keep at it. Just keep going, because eventually you will get good. I'm telling you. So, now that you know that we're going to be giving you 5 tips, let's get straight into those tips. So, number 1 is training. Getting familiar with training. And a lot of people, when you ask them to train, they're just like, of course I can train. And they just start training a little circle, just the basics. And yes, that's an effective training strategy, but what happens when a couple zombies spawn behind you and you're firing at the crowd, and then you look back and all of a sudden you're just completely gangbanged by these zombies because you weren't paying attention of what's behind you because you're just going in this circle. And that will kill you and can get you down. It's just something that you don't want to happen. So there's lots of other training strategies, which I'll actually do a video on training strategies, and I'm pretty sure the Smith Plays actually does a video on training strategies as well. There's like the banana training strategy, there's just a circle training strategy, there's the oval training strategy, there's the messy training strategy, which I mean is pretty much just like it sounds. Messy training, just kind of going all over, not very organized training. There's lots of other training strategies out there, so I'll definitely make a video on that soon. I don't really know when, but I'll try to get that out as soon as I can. But yeah, that's tip number 1. Just get familiar with training. So now on to tip number 2. Be playing solo. I can't stress enough how much you need to be playing solo. If you want to get good, play solo. I really just can't tell you enough times, play solo. So, I mean, that's probably one of the words that you'll probably hear me say multiple times, and you'll probably want to shoot me every time I say solo, because I really cannot stress enough how much you need to play solo if you want to become a better zombies player. If you're playing with your friends, you're not really getting any better at zombies. They're there to pick you up right when you go down. Sometimes they can't even pick you up, but but the game's not over. You still get to spawn in the next round and have fun still. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's not improving you as a player. If you're trying to improve as a player, that's not what you need to be doing. You need to be playing solo by yourself. That's going to improve your game playing skills. I'm telling you, it works. This was the biggest this is the best tip out of all 5 tips that I can give you, because this really is the most effective tip, and this was what really helped me, because I never liked solo. I hated solo. I just hated knowing that, you know, right when I go down, I'm basically dead. And, you know, I died pretty often, so I was just like, man, I hate solo because I don't survive very long. But, you know, when I played with my friends, I survived to like round 20, you know, and it's like, at the time, I think that's such a high round because it's like the highest I've ever been to. No, play solo, you'll get better, I'm telling you. Then you'll start to be going to round 20 by yourself, and then when you play with your friends, you'll be going all the way up to round 30 to 40. And then as you keep progressing and getting better, you're just going to go higher and higher. And I'm telling you, this really does work. I mean, this is something coming from me, and it will come from many other YouTubers too that you'll hear. 2Pro4U Games definitely stresses this a lot, and so does the Smith Plays. And it's just playing solo. That's really the basics of it. It's just playing solo. So now on to tip number 3, which is find your personal setup. What you like, what guns you prefer, what perks you prefer. Now, as you can see, the perks I have on me right now is Quick Revive, Stamina Up, Juggernog, and Widow's Wine. Now, obviously, you can't always have Widow's Wine because it's only in a couple maps here on Black Ops 3, and not at all on Black Ops 1 or 2. So you'll definitely want your basic 4 perks. Perkaholics are nice if you have them, but most people don't. So just stick with the basic 4 perks that you can get. And this is just my personal setup that I like, which is just those perks. Now, if I'm playing on, you know, a map that does not have Widow's Wine, then I'll probably replace it for either, you know, Electric Cherry or Speed Cola or Mule Kick, anything like that really. But the weapons really come down to you. Perks are pretty easy. I mean, there's not a whole lot to really choose from, but guns there's so many guns that you can choose from, and you really just have to experiment with all of them. As you're starting to progress and getting a little bit better, you're starting to survive a little bit longer, just start going with guns. Just buy random guns, try to buy all the wall guns, try to get most of the guns out of the box, you know, just play around with them, see which ones you like. Now, an effective way to test how good the weapon is and if you'll like it or not is get a nice train of 24 zombies or more and just lean back and fire into the crowd and see how long it takes you to kill all 24 zombies. If it kills them fairly quick, and that's what you like, is just a quick death, then that's the gun that you want. Now, if you're more of a person like me who just loves to rack up the points, then you want a gun that maybe kills them a little bit slower but does still kill them fast. And if it's killing them extremely slow, odds are that this is not a great gun. Sometimes that's not true though. The Gorgon, everybody hates the Gorgon. I don't know why. I personally love the Gorgon. I legitimately have a mug that says I love the Gorgon just to completely tick people off. And that's just really because the Gorgon really, it's actually good once it's pack-a-punch. Once you grab it out of the box, it's like, oh, I hate the Gorgon, this thing sucks. And it does, right when you grab it out of the box. But right when you pack-a-punch it, it becomes amazing. It's probably, I wouldn't say one of the best, but I mean, it's a great weapon to have. So after, you know, you've started to find your setup, then you'll start to get a little bit more comfortable with the game. So now on to tip number 4, and this is a little bit weird coming from me, but watch other people's videos. You know, don't just watch my videos, although I would love you to watch all of my videos and leave them a like and subscribe. I really want you, I care about how you're doing. So, you know, leave in the comments how your day's been, and I'll try to reply to those. Or if you want to hit me up on Instagram, I will have the link to my Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook into the description down below, so you can friend me. Oh, and my Twitter, so that way you can friend me and we can have a conversation. But that just watch other people's videos, because there's gonna be guides. 2 Pro Free Games has a lot of great guides on round 1 through 20, and those help. Smith Plays he does these insanely long live streams, and they're so, I mean, sometimes they can get boring to watch, but if you really watch what they're doing, you can start seeing the strategies that they're using to get to higher rounds. And that's just, and also as you're doing this, you'll maybe find some other YouTubers that you'll like that'll have some other content out there that'll definitely give you more tips that will help you along with your game. And finally, for the 5th tip, and this is really just a Black Ops 3 and sort of Infinite Warfare kind of thing. Use Gobblegums to your advantage. Now, if you're in Infinite Warfare, obviously you have cards in there, but use them to your advantage. If you have Perkaholics, use them. If you have Unquenchables, awesome, use them. Give you an extra perk instead of the basic force. If you have Immolation, awesome. That's really going to help you get a little bit more familiar with some of the other weapons out there. And I mean, perks are not, I don't know why I was saying Perkaholics, but Gobblegums are so helpful in Black Ops 3. Now, of course, in Black Ops 1 and 2, you don't have them, and you also don't have the slide, which kind of sucks. But you'll start to get a little bit better once you realize you don't really need them, but they're just there as a help or a guide just to kind of get you a little bit further off. And it will kind of improve your game a little bit, I guess. If you're getting, some really awesome Gobblegums to get you some really awesome weapons, you'll definitely start to get a little bit further into your game and, kind of level up a little bit. But, Black Ops 1 and 2, you don't really get that. So when you go back to play those, and World at War, when you go back to play those amazing maps, just remember, there's no Gobblegum machine. I remember one time, which is an embarrassing story, I was on World at War searching for the Gobblegum machine. I know, retarded. But that is my 5 tips, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next